is my RO project, and my topic is driving in adverse weather. I did kind of like a do's and don'ts for each type of weather. So the first type of weather I chose is snow. And some do's for driving in snow is get winter checkups and keep up with the maintenance of your car, and be extra aware of the different parts of your car and what might be weak, especially your tires. You want those to be strong while driving in the snow. You want your wipers to be strong enough to wipe off heavy snow, and you want to make sure all the belts under your hood are okay. Also, your battery, you want to make sure it's not weak, because it can be hard to start the car if the battery's really cold and weak. Same thing with your engine. Next, make sure all your lights are working, because if you're driving in the snow or if you're using your wipers in general, you need to have your headlights on. And if they're out, you can get a ticket, and it's dangerous to other drivers. Stay at home if possible to just prevent any accidents. But if you are going out, try to combine your trips to make as few as possible. Brake slower and give yourself more following distance. Turn slower and drive slower, because driving in the snow is similar to driving in the rain, and you can risk hydroplaning or slipping, things like that. Next is don'ts. Some don'ts for driving in the snow is don't warm up your car in a garage or in an enclosed space, because the built-up carbon monoxide in the enclosed space can kill you. Don't tailgate, and don't slam on your brakes, because like I just said, you can risk slipping or losing control of your car. Next is driving in the rain. So some do's for driving in the rain is leaving earlier than usual, because honestly, people don't know how to drive in the rain, and it can get hectic, and most people are just driving slower than usual. You're going to have to drive slower than usual. So you want to try to leave earlier. Use your headlights. Same thing with the snow. You can get a ticket for having your headlights out, and it's just dangerous to other people. Use your windshield wipers so that you can see the best you can outside. Be extra cautious. Like I was saying earlier, people kind of don't know how to drive in the snow sometimes, or in the rain sometimes. So you want to just make sure you're being extra aware of who's around you and what kind of driving is going on. Along with that, practice defensive driving. Next are the don'ts of driving in the rain. So don't stand in water. Standing means like just staying in water, like puddles and things like that, because you can hydroplane if you wait there too long and then start driving again and lose control. Don't try to drive through flooded roads or areas, because your car can get carried away by the water very easily. Don't follow cars too closely in the rain. And don't have your hazards on if they don't need to be on. So if you're just driving, don't have your hazards on. But use them if you have to pull over, if your car is disabled, whatnot, so that cars know to pass you. Next is do's of driving in thunder and lightning. So be extra aware, like I was saying earlier, in the rain as well. Make sure you're checking weather updates and forecasts. If lightning and or thunder gets severe, find an indoor area to retreat for a while. And there's a saying that says when thunder roars, go indoors. Also separate from groups because it will reduce the number of injuries if lightning strikes. Next is the don'ts of driving in thunder and lightning. Don't stay in open vehicles or open structures because lightning is easier to strike on you. And don't stay near tall structures because lightning can strike through the wires and out of the building onto you. Next is driving in high heat and humidity. Make sure you're checking your tires because they can expand and heat. Also, I forgot to say this in the snow. Make sure you're paying attention to your tires in the snow because they can shrink in cold. So, yeah. But check your tires because they can expand in the heat. Watch your engine temperature because you don't want it to get too hot. Choose using AC or windows. Keep yourself hydrated to keep you alert. And use sunglasses, hats, sunscreen, other things like that to protect you from the sun. They make different things for your car to keep your car from overheating, to blocking out the windows, things like that, if you feel like you need it. Next is don'ts of driving in high heat and humidity. Don't let your car overheat. By following the do's before this, your car shouldn't overheat, but just make sure you're paying attention to the maintenance of your car. Don't use both AC and windows. Choose one because you will end up wasting a lot of fuel if you do use both. And don't leave sticky food or things that can melt in your car just for obvious reasons. It's hard to clean up and the heat will only make it stickier and whatever. Finally, in all adverse weather, just be extra cautious, extra defensive when you're driving. Go slow and take your time. Try not to accelerate too quickly. Try not to brake too fast and start braking earlier. Keep more following space in front of you in another car than you usually would. Be extra aware on the roads and just be safe.